Hey there, it's Violet Lair, life and mindfulness coach, coming in because life seems crazy right now. And if you're feeling really stressed, if you are overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you have a major decision coming up and you're wondering what to do because it feels daunting, I have 3 suggestions of what I'm noticing and some support I can offer you. So, the first one is to step back and take a look at your definition of success. Sometimes the world is so noisy and we are putting pressure on ourselves to fit in to this narrow, small box that was defined sometimes for us, our parents' voice or society. So my first action for you, an invitation, is to take a breath and say, what's your definition of success? What does that look like? And write it down. And then we're going to move to, what are we measuring? Are we measuring our own path, our own growth, our own way of achieving our definition of success? Here's the thing I'm seeing is the pressure that people are feeling is formed from the school age of getting things right or getting them wrong. And there's not a lot of creativity in that, and there's not a lot of risk taking. And then there's messages sometimes of being fearless, which is really hard to do because any new experience is going to have fear. So I want to slow this number 2 down and saying, what are we measuring? To really say, are you looking at being in alignment, which I'm going to do a whole video on that, or are you looking at being perfect? Because so much anxiety is from the fear of doing something wrong. So if we're willing to give ourselves permission to take some risks, to learn from our mistakes, to remember that this is all a place and a journey of growth, we're going to have a little bit less stress on having to do it right every time or the first time. So, you've figured out your definition of success. You've looked at what you're measuring. If your values are collaboration or your strengths are innovation, write down every week where you're in alignment to those values. The third part for today that I want to leave you with is we are living in a world of comparisons like no other time. We have social media, we have all sorts of information. You're probably at times feeling saturated. So here's the thing about comparison. Comparison is different than inspiration. Inspiration is where I feel like I am good, I'm whole, I see someone doing something and it inspires me to grow or to move in that direction. Comparison is when I'm only sharing a part of what the truth is because I really love to show you just like the good things. And here's the thing, then we're comparing to a false reality like on social media, and what happens is comparison doesn't inspire. It can feed this story that I'm not doing it right, I'm not enough. So I know you may realize that the social media world that we're in is obviously not a whole picture of what people are posting. I think it's really important to stop and to remember your strengths on a more active and purposeful and conscious basis. And when we do that, we have actually created some balance with our thoughts and our inner dialogue that might be sending some messages that are not encouraging. And these are the things that can help reduce the stress and the anxiety that you're feeling right now. Have a great week.